Hello everyone, welcome back to Let's Play Zelda Ocarina of Time. Last episode we did a lot of collecting. I think we got some heart pieces and also some Skullossus, and we also entered the ice cavern, in which we are right now. And in this episode we're going to hopefully complete this dungeon, so yeah. And as you can see, I'm opening up this passage with the blue fire, because there are actually some things that we can get in here before we move on. And these are fairly important because I am 100%ing this game, so I really have to get them. I think there's a heart piece and a Skullossus in here, so before we do that, let's refill our bottle with a blue fire. Bottles are really needed in this dungeon. If you only have one bottle, you'll be walking back and forth quite a bit, so be sure that you get at least 2 bottles, so it will be slightly easier. But it's just a recommendation. You don't have to bring 2. It's just advised. So here's a heart piece. So let's get that one. And I think there's also a chest in here covered in red ice. But I think there's only a compass inside or a map, so I don't really advise on getting that one. And I think the Skullossus should be... yeah, it is there. So that's the second Skullossus in this dungeon. And there are actually... I think there are actually around 3 Skullossus in this dungeon, so that's kind of cool. Also, when we are done with this dungeon, I'm going back to the fishing pond, because I actually have to go back there, because there's actually a item that we can get. And like that fisherman said some time ago, when you grow bigger, the fish will probably grow bigger as well. And that's true, because the fish did actually grow bigger. I think the average big fish is now around 17 to 18 pounds, I believe, so that's almost twice as much. So yeah, it's really... oh, wait a second. I think it's a good idea that I just go back and get another blue fire, because you really need it a lot in this dungeon. Also, we need the blue fire to save King Zora, to melt his ice. And I hope I don't forget that, because I sometimes, when I play this game, I do occasionally forget that I need to bring the blue fire back. And you can also use blue fire to open up the shop in Zora's domain, but unless you want to buy a certain thing that you will get anyway, it is not really required. And I think I did it myself only in my main file, but after that I never opened that shop again, because it's so irrelevant. All the stuff that you can get in there, you can get practically anywhere else, except one item that you will get for free. So yeah, and now we're in probably the toughest room in this dungeon, because there's a lot of ice puzzles involved. You need to push the blocks to certain areas so you can get all the rupees. And is it just me, or does Nintendo really like ice puzzles? Because I recall that they're in Pokemon Gold, I believe, and more Pokemon games. There are a lot of ice puzzles, and they can be kinda tricky, if you ask me, and I really like that. It's kinda cool, because they are kinda annoying, but once you get them done, it's really satisfying. So yeah, I think it's okay that we get our occasional ice puzzle, but it can be tedious at sometimes. I did miss them in Skyward Sword though, because I think if I recall, there were ice puzzles in Twilight Princess, but not too sure on that. Maybe in the ice ruins or something. I think there was a little ice puzzle. Not all that difficult though. Not as difficult as this one. Even though this one isn't that difficult, it can be problematic at times. So let's just get this one first. This straightforward one. This one. Okay, climb link, because I want this one. And there are multiple ways to do this, but I really don't have a real strategy when I'm doing this. I usually do it by memorization. I just try things and I'll see how it goes. So yeah, I'll see how it goes. Oh, okay, we can get that one without the Iceblock. So, and we also got our Skullossus already, so that's really cool. And let's get that one out. No, 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 no. That's also something that kinda annoys me in this game. If you try to push a block, you sometimes climb on top of the block. So you need to first press A and then you can move. If you move first and then press A, you will climb on top of the block. So yeah, it's a slight annoyance, nothing too big though. So how do we get this one? Let's see. Let's see. Not too sure because I haven't done this in a while. So maybe like this, and then I think that way. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. I really don't know what I'm doing right now. So if I'm doing it wrong, I'm really sorry. Dude, didn't we do this before? Okay, that's kind of shitty. Well, you know what? Let's just leave that one for now and let's get another one while we're at it. Wait. I don't even think we're able to get that one over there. So, oh my god. Well, let's just get rid of this ice block. I really don't need it at the moment because it doesn't matter. There are some pitfalls in here. You can just drop the ice cubes inside them and it'll just spawn back. So don't worry about that. So you see like this and then they'll spawn again. So you have an infinite amount of tries. I think it's better to first push him that way and then that way, because that way we can get the rupee over there. So that's a good idea. I don't think you're able to get all rupees in the first with only one ice cube. I could be wrong though, doesn't really matter because they infinitely respawn, so you might as well use that. Okay. I only think we need one more, so it's alright. And I can't wait till we finally go to the first real dungeon in and I keep saying the first dungeon even though we already did the first dungeon. But what I mean with that is the first dungeon of the adult timeline. So yeah, that's why. And I really like that dungeon. I've said it before, it's the forest dungeon and it just has a really cool atmosphere. It's really creepy. It's actually one of the most creepy dungeons in the game in my opinion. So that's a really that's really cool about it. And there's also a dungeon that is centered around being creepy. I'll not be spoiling too much about it, but yeah, okay, maybe that dungeon is slightly more creepy than the Forest Temple, but you have to give the Forest Temple some credit because it's really, really awesome, I must say. And it has some really creepy music. And there also, in the Forest Temple resides my worst, well, not really the worst enemy, but my most hated enemy. Because if that enemy gets you, you'll be brought back to the beginning of the dungeon. And most Zelda fans will know what I'm talking about. And most, well, no, I don't know if most will agree, but some will agree that that enemy is one of the most annoying. But yeah, you'll see that later, so don't worry about that. And I think we actually did it. I think we could get the block slightly closer, but I think this way we will be able to go over there anyway. So let's see. Yeah. And I think I royally screwed up myself already because I need some blue fire before I leave this place. And no, don't get hit by the freezer. Thank you. Okay. Because now that we are able to open that or melt that red ice block, we still need one more for the King Zora, so I actually need to go back. Well, you know what? Yeah, I am going back because well, I could be cutting this out. Yeah, I'll be cutting this out. So I'll see you guys later. Well, welcome back everyone. Sorry for the slight delay, but I just had to get that what did I want? Blue fire, sorry. I already forgot the name, I'm so stupid. So yeah, we're finally at the mini-boss of this dungeon. There is no real boss. There's only a little mini-boss that's guarding the item of this dungeon. And I have to say, this is one of the most disappointing mini bosses that I've ever seen. Just look at it. Wait a second. Just look at me. Okay, stun him. And that's all! Just one jump attack? One little measly jump attack? I don't get it! That wolf is like a regular enemy in the game, just not a snow wolf. So I really don't get it. Why do we get such a easy mini boss? It's not even funny. And now you got the iron boots. So heavy you can't run, so heavy you can't float. And that will be important for much later. But we are here early, so yeah. We meet again, Curly. Oh my god, I forgot his voice again. If you came here to meet the Zoras, you wasted your time. This is all there is. With one exception, the Zoras are now sealed under this thick ice sheet. I managed to rescue the Zora princess from under the ice, but she left to head for the water temple. And this temple we will be visiting much later. It's like the third temple, so don't worry about that. This ice is created by an evil curse. The monster in the water temple is the source of the curse. Unless you shut off the source, this ice will never melt. If you have courage enough to confront the danger and save the Zoras, I will teach you the melody that leads to the temple. So yeah. Oh wait a second. Time passes, people move. Like a river's flow, it never ends. A childish mind will turn to noble ambition. Young love will become deep affection. The clear water surface reflects growth. Now listen to the serenade of water to reflect upon yourself. So what I was trying to say is that this guy, Sheik, we're not really supposed to meet him for the first time here. We actually meet him at the Forest Temple, but since I'm doing things early, we see him right now, so I hope you guys don't mind. So we actually learn our first warp song, so let's do it. That one, yeah. And these warp songs are very useful, because they warp you all around the map. This song in particular actually brings you to Lake Hylia, which contains the water temple. So that's really useful if you want to go to Lake Hylia and you're not really close and you don't want to go with horse. Or by horse, sorry. You have learned the Serenade of Water. And we will be learning a lot more warp songs, so don't worry about that. Curly, I'll see you again. I don't know, why do I keep changing voice? Oh, it's so annoying. But yeah, now that we're done here, this is all there is to it, to this dungeon. It's really all there is to it. I think we visited, we visited every single room in this dungeon. So as you can see, it's a very small dungeon. And if you saw it correctly, we also have 50 Skullossus, so we will be able to get our rewards. I'll be getting that later, however, probably in the next episode, because I don't want to rush things. So, you can't breathe underwater, yeah. If you're walking underwater without, well, okay, I can tell it to you. If you walk underwater with our current equipment, you actually get a timer, like in the volcano. And if that timer runs out, your hearts will drain. So the only thing you can do about that is by wearing a blue tunic. And the way to get the blue tunic is to either buy them in the Zora shop, or getting them from the Zora King after you melted him. So, oh my god. So that's why it's really important to bring this blue fire. But before we do that, there's actually a heart piece underneath this lake. And if we equip the iron boots, we will be able to go to the very bottom of this lake. So let's see. And oh my god, we only got 1 minute and 20 seconds left. So I hope we will be getting on the bottom soon. Thank you. Okay. And there is the heart piece. Get him. Link, please. We don't have all day. Okay, nice. So now that we got that one, let's quickly go to the surface, because else we will drown. And I can kind of use the map to navigate a bit, because I need to go to the entrance. So let's see if we go the right way. I think we need to go... Oh my god. Come on. I really hate that timer. It can really get on your nerves sometimes. Because sometimes in this game you have to fight or defeat a certain amount of enemies in like 50 seconds or something. And then it can really get... you really get under a lot of pressure when that timer runs down to like 10 seconds and you you haven't defeated the enemy yet. That's really nerve-wracking if you ask me. But yeah, you will be seeing that much later. We won't be seeing that at the moment, so don't worry about that. Let's get back to Zora's domain, because we need to melt the ice of King Zora so we can finally get our blue tunic. And when I first played this game, I got a blue tunic long before I got the red tunic. Because, spoiler, there's also a red tunic that's that protects you from heat, like in the volcano. So yeah. Oh my god, what am I doing? What am I doing? I need to melt him. Sorry about that. Okay, I'm going to save you, pal. And that red tunic is actually called the Goron tunic, and blue tunic is actually called Zora tunic. But I got the Goron tunic much later because I didn't know how to get it. And when I first played this game, I actually went straight to Zora's domain. Well, not really that true, I guess. I first went to the forest temple and I did some stuff inside. And after that I went outside and did some further exploring. So yeah, that's why I got the blue tunic so early. Oh, I've come back to life. Was it you who saved me? Don't be nervous. It looks like you have a hard time breathing underwater. As an expression of my gratitude, I grant you this tunic. With this, you won't choke underwater. Da 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 da! You got a Zora tunic! This diving suit is adult size, so it won't fit a kid. Wear it and you won't drown underwater. So yeah, remember that you won't be able to use this as a kid, and that's really unfortunate, I must say. And I actually think, let's see. Yeah, I'm actually running low on time. So I'm going to stop here, and I do hope you enjoyed this episode. In the next episode, we're probably going to the fishing pond and doing some other stuff before we go to the forest temple. So I hope I'm not wasting your time, because I really need to get all this stuff done, and the sooner the better, that in my opinion. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Goodbye!